This is the second video on study techniques. Most students entering college with the intention of becoming an engineer have been in the top rankings of their high schools. For many, they did this with a minimum amount of studying. Now, as they reach college, they realize that they must quickly develop study habits that work, and they must acquire this skill set. It has been shown that reading, highlighting, and mass practice are not the most productive learning techniques. Often, a student will come into a professor's office hours bewildered by the grade they received on an exam. They claim that they read the material several times, highlighting each time, went over the PowerPoint slides and lecture notes, redid all the homework problems, and sat up all night before the test, going over everything one more time. And they still failed. Cramming, rereading, and mass practice are not good learning techniques, yet many students think they are. In 4 separate experiments, researchers showed that rereading does not improve recall or testing grades. It was one group reading once versus one group reading twice, one group reading one section once and another section twice, groups read 3 texts once or twice with a set of unrelated problem solving between the reading and the testing, and the last one read the material once or twice with the first text material tested immediately and the second text tested 24 hours later. Rereading did not improve scores in any of these test settings. So what does work? Practicing retrieval of material is a far better way to learn new material. Retrieval has also been termed reflection practice, as reflection can not only retrieve, but connect and rehearse new material. Reading the material, then attempting to call the salient points of the material read, is better than rereading the material. Some students look at the headings of the material to be read and write down questions based on the headings. Let's say you're about to read a section entitled, "A Comparison of Cat and Dog Physiology." One question the student could ask would be, how does the dog cardiovascular system differ from the cat's? Or, what are common traits in the dog and the cat's nervous systems? Then read the passage. When this is done, answer the questions you asked before the reading. This type of reading will enhance learning. It is reflective reading. The next important habit is to revisit the material again, just as the forgetting process is taking place, over a couple of days. Students can relearn material faster than they did at first exposure. When retrieval of the information is done, the amount of forgetting is delayed, and with each retrieval, the memory lasts longer. This does not mean to reread the material again, but to be more reflective of the material. Space training has been found to be more robust than immediate rereading or mass practice. This is thought to be due to the remodeling and enlargement of the postsynaptic dendritic spines. These processes take time to develop and don't respond to immediate reactivation the same way they do to spaced reactivation, as there is a refractory period. So how long should the period last in between spaced learning? Long enough to just allow forgetting to begin to take place. Again, neuroscience shows cramming does not work in the long run. Cramming is the bulimia of study habits. The information goes in, but does not stay in. To do this right, the student needs to plan ahead. If there is an exam on Friday, the study process must start days ahead. The student must make reflective questions, read the material, answer the questions, and then revisit the material a few days later, this time with new reflective questions on the material. This will strengthen the memory traces and improve the student's ability on the exam. This ends the video on Study Techniques Part 2.